afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Josh Guillory Show. I am your grateful host, very, very grateful host. And in studio with me, my main man, Jamie Angel.
Here I am.
Bringing truth today.
Bring it on.
Yeah.
Y'all want get froggy, get froggy. Let's jump.
All right, we are broadcasting live from the Beal and Abear studios here in Acadiana. Beal and Abear, your hometown lawyers. Can't go wrong with those guys. They bring truth, too. I like those guys. Good, bad, or ugly. They're going to bring the truth.
We got so much truth.
Let's have fun today.
Let's do it.
It's Friday.
That's Friday.
It's Friday all day. Look, guys, if you're not following us on Rumble, get on there now. Go on there right now. Rumble.com. You can watch us. You don't have to follow us, but please try to give us a little follow. We certainly like that. You get to see some other things that maybe you don't get to see, unlock some stuff that we can do, more content, all the things, more way to communicate with our beautiful, warm, and learned audience. Very, very. All right. So, did we say something was about to drop?
Pretty sure we've been hinting for a few days that this article was going to be coming out. And you know, the report itself still has not been released.
Oh, yes. Okay, so we're talking about, all right, I'm just going to bring truth. Okay, so locally, we have a Mayor President Monique Blanco Boulay, and she has introduced her budget. Okay, cool. That's what Mayor Presidents do. So Mayor President Blanco Boulay introduced her budget, but a few little things kind of stand out. Let's go back to last year's budget. You know, the budget that was supposed to let's just talk about budgets, period. Okay? Since she's been in office, the first budget she got was mine, and she had 10 out of the 12 months. So is it really my budget? Now, we set her up very successfully. We gave her a Cadillac. You know, the budgets were balanced. And here's the deal, guys. It's public record. Like, why would the media want to say otherwise? Like Leslie Turk from The Current. Why would you, or actually that's more Jeff Daly's thing, but Leslie, it's her. It's him.
That's The Current's consensus.
I still have hope for Christian.
It's his paper.
Well, yeah, so you can't get a pass if you're the guy. Anyway, so the first budget that Mayor President Blanco Boulay had was my budget, and she had it 10 out of the 12 months. So didn't do anything except added to it a little bit, but that's all right. Not really. So the next year was her budget. Well, she had $52 million more than the previous administration. That's facts. Did you guys know about that? Anybody know about that? No? The media, the current.
Any new listeners out there?
Yeah, any new listeners out there? This might be the first time. No, really. And I'm just, the point here, not to knock on anyone, but the local population, local community is we are missing out because there's no one to cover local politics, local government, or the politics, and it's horrible. And both of them are horrible right now. So the Current is supposed to be this watchdog, this local Lafayette watchdog, and they're anything but. They're like the Republican watchdog. I'll give them that, but watchdog would assume you're acting in good faith. But regardless, so the third budget that Monique has $100 million more than the previous administration. These are all facts. Like, just go look at it. It's LCG's budget. It's the Mayor President's budget. And that's her prerogative. But you will see what a person's priorities are by their budget. All public record in our administration. Clearly, we had an emphasis. Remember, we ran in 2019. There was a little thing called drainage issues, and all 5 candidates ran on it. And look, I'm a man of my word. If I tell you I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. That's why I didn't make a lot of promises in the campaign. I only made like 5 of them, and I fulfilled them all and beyond because I had great people like the man in front of me that worked with me every single day. Appreciate you. But anyway, so you would think all these financial baloney things that Monique is saying that she inherited. Well, we finally got an answer from her yesterday on Lafayette Live. Well, what are you talking about? You inherited all this one-time money for recurring expenses. And finally, after 3 years, she did say it. And she was referring, she didn't say the fund correctly. She called it some kind of police resiliency, whatever. It's SARF, S-A-R-F, the Sustainability and Resiliency Fund that we put aside. Anyway, long story short, it's $3.2 million. That's what the current reported. So it's probably less, but we'll just go with there. It's 3.2 million, I said? 3.2 million, okay? So Monique finally, because she don't know what she's talking about. She was saying ARPA, then it's CARES, but maybe it's not CARES, maybe it's this, or maybe it is ARPA. I don't know. She doesn't know. But $3 million. So she said to the public, to all of us, I vote too, by the way, I pay taxes, that the previous administration's expenditures of $3.2 million were floating the entire budget for 3 years. That's amazing. Okay, so obviously that's false, all right? But we finally know what she's talking about, and it's nothing, clearly. But my point on this, the current was silent. They're supposed to be the watchdog, KTC, all these guys, just silent. And when you have $52 million more than the previous guy, okay, it's your first year in office. Give you some grace. I mean, we cut the budget my first year, but whatever. We'll give her grace. Then the second budget comes out, and it's more than $100 million in the previous guy. And by the time that budget's done, it'll be 150 million more that we know of. And there's more on that too. So meanwhile, let's fast forward to 2025. What happens in 2025? First, let's go on this little thing called open checkbook. Does anybody remember open checkbook? You might not. It's not like something that everybody uses. But my administration brought open checkbook to Lafayette. You won't know about it because the media will never tell you about it because it's good and it's transparent. All open checkbook is every single check local government wrote. I felt that it was important that the citizens see it. I felt that it was important that you had access to see every transaction, and we did. Well, let's go to 2025. I need to tell you truth, okay? So January, was it January?
It was December 31st. It's the
Oh
last
my
entry.
gosh. All right, so as of January 1st. So January 1st, 2025, Monique Blanco Boulay pulls open checkbook. So now you no longer can see the checks online. All right, now let's fast forward just a little bit further. The Louisiana Legislative Auditor. I don't know how else to say. It's such a joke. Such a political prostitute. Just look at his actions and look at that office's actions and how the person's elected and behind closed doors by just a handful of the elites in Baton Rouge. That should tell you something by itself. But regardless, so the Louisiana Legislative Auditor, spring 2025, pulls back up out of nowhere the other his, let's call him sub-auditor, okay? The local auditor that's appointed by, that has the authority through him. So he doesn't even do the job. He just does the politics of it. Regurgitates the same old Monique Blanco Boulay campaign talking points about the small banks and all that stuff. One project of probably a gazillion that we were doing, okay? And just totally twisting it. They were debunked 3 years ago by the same lawyers that Monique has right now. So if they were bad lawyers back then, you should fire them. But they're not. They did good. I give her credit for that. That was a good choice to keep those lawyers. That was smart. They're just trying to do their job. But anyway, so that happens. Then fast forward about a month later, Monique drops her budget and Leslie Turk starts sending little texts. Leslie Turk is the person that writes for the blog called The Current. That's the left-wing leaning blog that really, watchdog of Republicans. Real ones, at least. So Leslie starts doing her little reporting. Okay, this is all a coordinated attack to create a smokescreen. The problem is there's this thing called truth and common sense. And the people have common sense. You said all these lies, Leslie, 3 years ago. You said all these, actually more. Can somebody please tell Leslie Turk and Monique Blanco Boulay and the Louisiana Legislative Auditor, I'm not the mayor president. I'm not running for office. I'm not running. So I don't know why we have to try to make smoke screens over here. Well, I know why. We're making smoke screens. Why? To hide a bloated budget. To hide $100 million more than the previous guy with nothing to show for it. To hide her part-time employee she wants to pay $93,000 that she appoints. Yeah, that's not politics. You guys make $93,000 on part-time. That's sweet.
Well, and if we're paying attention to that, we're not paying attention to what she isn't doing, which is pretty much anything.
Yeah, you're not doing drainage. You're not doing roads. You're not doing anything. And well, except growing government, paying the partners, taking advantage of the voters in the north side. And that's just the reality of the situation. All right, let's take a tiny little break. When we get back, we're going to read Leslie Turk's article and maybe bring some facts. Well, yeah, let's bring a little truth. You want to bring a little truth?
Let's do
I
it.
like truth. I think our folks like truth. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. We are broadcasting live from the Beal and Abear Studios. Beal and Abear, your hometown lawyers. You got legal questions? Call those guys, man. They'll take care of you. Love them. Beal and Abear. Just like folks with integrity. Speaking of an organization that lacks that, so we're going to talk about a little article from our friend Leslie Turk. Just remember Leslie Turk being the left-leaning writer for the blog, the local blog, The Current. So we're going to go into that article.
Mm-hmm. To give you a little background. A little background on the author, though, just so you know.
Okay.
We've been talking about
this. About Leslie?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Talking about this contract with that her relative has, her
Kirby?
husband. Yeah. Hyman Park. So
I didn't know anything about Kirby really until we started talking about this. But now that you say that, I do remember when we were in office. I guess it was towards the end of my term. I do remember him being at a council meeting and getting his rear end handed to him.
Mm-hmm. Well, he got in so far the end of last fiscal year, $55,000 on that contract that sat dormant, by the way, for 4.
Wait a minute, time out. This is the contract for that Hyman amphitheater. All right, we were talking about this the other day. Okay, all right. So yes, this is Leslie Turk's husband. All right, he had a contract apparently. Now you got to correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know all the facts. But he had a contract with LCG to build a amphitheater off of the thruway. That was done before I got in office. So when I got in office, it hadn't been built. No problem. I was trying to figure out some things. So I guess it was Parks and Rec or Community Development Planning, one of them, whichever one it fell under. They got tired of waiting, apparently. So they put something on the agenda to remove him, or maybe they just administrate. I don't know. They got him off the project. But the reason why, now correct me if I'm wrong, is this guy had these designs, and LCG had paid him. So we paid him, tax dollars, paid him, and it took years to even get a design back so he wouldn't work. So I thought the department was right. I'm as a taxpayer, I would want my department heads to, and I was the mayor president. I dang sure wanted my department heads to do that. We wanted action, not paid potness to keep people quiet or talk good about us. So yeah. So at the time, and that kind of explained a lot why Leslie Turk and the Current, because there's other financial, connections. Mm-hmm. So I guess Leslie Turk had a bone to pick with old Josh Guillory and his administration. Yeah, when you lose hundreds of $1,000s from government and you don't have to work, yeah, I'd be upset too.
It's funny. The Advocate wrote an article last week, Lafayette to begin Hyman Park improvements in 2025. No mention of the fact that they also were supposed to start in 2023. They were also supposed to start in 2019.
Yeah.
And then
this is the same guy?
Same guy.
Wow.
Also found where the project, it's a $5 million project now. 2.7 million is paid for by the state, which the state's been trying to pony up money for this, and still nothing was done.
Yeah, you got to work.
And it's supposed to go to bid here pretty soon.
Well, that's a pretty sweet gig. So Leslie Turk's benefiting from the Monique Blanco Boulay administration.
So where are the plans? Did he provide plans? Where
are they? Yeah, but you can't make this up. They hired the same guy that hadn't produced plans in years. The same guy. Mm-hmm. And wow, and the project's now magically ballooned up to $5 million.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, anybody have any drainage issues? No, seriously, right now, does anybody listening, when it rains, does your street hold water? That's a conveyance issue. That's a cleaning the ditch issue. That's the mayor president setting the tone issue, okay? But don't worry, guys, we're going to get an amphitheater right off the thruway.
$4.6 million. And it says all work is to be completed within 290 calendar days from the issuance of a notice to proceed.
Woo!
What?
They're going to issue that. Whatever that is, they're going to issue that like a day before.
Yeah.
Just a day before, like halfway through, they're supposed to. Oh, no, remember we got this many days.
Goofy, man.
All right.
Anyway, back to what you were saying.
Okay, yeah. So, all right, but I'm glad you said that. So it does give a little context. All right, let's just read it. So here's the headline. We told you this was coming. This is literally regurgitated Monique campaign talking points that didn't go anywhere 3 years ago, and they were lies then, they're lies now. But let's talk about it. Headline: State auditor rebuke. He rebukes Guillory admin for federal state law violations in new report. Only Leslie Turk.
There's not a new report.
Hey, by the way, go to Leslie's second page for me. Go down to the bottom when it says, this is her writing this, not me. Subheading, no new revelations. She even admits there's nothing new. All right, let me just read the article. Okay, so in a draft investigative audit report, now, Leslie, no matter how many times you and Jeff Daly and the Current call it investigative or investigation, it's an audit.
It's investigative speculation is what that is.
Someone need to investigate those contracts. How come the tone changes when the mayor president gets his... Golly. Oh, Lord, where are we at? In a draft investigative audit report reviewed by the Current. Hey, guys, there's this thing called the law. That little memo they're referring to, they call it an audit report. It has confidential on it. I got it. Did I talk about it? Heck no. I followed the rules. I wanted to. Boy, I wanted to just call out all that lies, but hey, I follow the rules. And then I shared you some text messages between me and Leslie Turk. I even read them on the show because I wanted people to know the truth, and she kept lying, so I just had to. I only react. I don't start the dumb stuff, but I'm gonna look. I kept my mouth shut. I should have spoke more when I was a mayor president. I just thought people saw through it, and that was my fault.
Well, she said exactly who showed it to her.
Yeah, oh yeah. So I asked her. So the LLA released an official report. By the way, they do that all the time. I still think it's a little bit of the LLA that did it, but she said no. So that only leaves Monique Blanco-Boulay, which conveniently Leslie only got the LLA's memo and didn't get any responses. Conveniently. Do you know if we wouldn't have said anything, she was going to actually run that with just that? A premature memo anyway. And call it like that's what I'm saying. Like, guys, we got to know the truth because supposedly this is the entity that is supposed to be the watchdog on local government. And we've already shown you lies, financial incentives. Like, it's really disheartening, honestly. Because when they were the Independent, I read it. I thought it was all right. But man, they went total.
Hey, full disclosure, I used to write for the Independent.
Yeah, like it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Like
I used to work for Leslie.
What happened? Like what happened?
She changed.
Man. Anywho, so in a draft investigative audit report reviewed by the Current, the Louisiana Legislative Auditor delivers a blistering assessment of the Guillory administration's decision to secretly remove spoil banks in St. Martin Parish in February 2022. Lafayette Consolidated Government, first of all, again, one out of how many? How many projects? How many drainage projects?
It was a lot. It was a lot.
We're going to, and does she know I'm not the mayor president? Does she know I'm not running for office? Does anybody know that?
I guarantee you, it was a lot more drainage projects than you have going on right now.
Well, yeah, she canceled.
And the ones going on right now are just the leftover ones we did.
Yeah.
There's no new drainage projects. Where?
Go talk to the folks. And it would look, and on the side note, because I want to hit the article and bring some truth. But look, this is I'm a taxpayer. I live here too. Just my assessment. If you don't want to go do detention, if that's like for whatever reason you don't want to listen to engineers, can you at least go clean the ditches? Can you at least make the conveyance? Can you make the water move? It's not hard. Like being the mayor president was the easiest job I ever had in my life. back to the Josh Guillory Show. We are broadcasting live from the Beal and Abear Studios right here in Lafayette, Louisiana. I love those guys at Beal and Abear. Hometown lawyers, they just know where you've been in life. They've walked the same path. Go give those guys a call. All righty. Phone lines are open, 232-1542, 232-1542 outside the Acadiana area, 844-766-6607. Hey, and to our listening audience outside of the Acadiana area, outside Lafayette or even Louisiana, I know we're talking a lot of things that are relevant here locally here in Lafayette, Louisiana and Acadiana, but man, what I'm talking about probably applies to you too. I mean, you always have a local group that claims to be they're media, but they claim to be news, but they're totally tilted. People are busy. People don't listen. People don't expect elected officials to act like Monique Blanco Boulay. So when they don't ever see it because you got left-wing groups like the Current and the Advocate that does not report on it. And when they do report on local government, they pull little stunts like this. Yeah, let's blame the Republican who's been out of office almost 2 years. Let's cover Monique's bloated budget and Democrat ways with a fake baloney of the same arguments 3 years ago. And even in the same, look at this, my little rumble, folks. Look what I'm showing you. Look what I'm showing you. That ain't my writing. No new revelations. I didn't write that. It's true, by the way. That's the only thing she wrote was true. She should, Leslie, you should have let in with that. That's your cred.
But ride with me here on this little journey real
I'm riding.
quick. You mentioned people who are watching from the outside. Let this be a case study, okay? Let this be a tool for you. Use this show as a way to see a real-time example of a city being torpedoed by a rhino and what happens along the way. This is a great case study for how Democrats act, the perfect example of everything in their playbook that they're throwing out. And follow along. Keep watching.
And it's not your everyday Democrat. What we're talking about is the old school Blanco Mafia, John Bell Edwards, Edwin Edwards type Democrat. That's what we're talking about.
And we'll take you through the whole process.
But it's when?
Over the next 2.5 years.
Oh, yeah, of course. Well, look, I don't like covering local because that's evil over there down the street. And I've dealt with evil. I fought evil for 4 years.
But as needed, we'll show you in real time.
Look, this is what I'm going to do. When they lie, I will bring truth. How's that? Is that fair?
That's fair.
I think that's fair. If they lie, I will bring truth. I will not. I'm going to try not to make it personal. It's hard, though. I mean, think about it. Think if you were me, constantly lied about, constantly called all these horrible names. Oh, that I'm going to jail. Oh, I'm illegal. I'm corrupt. I'm all these things. If I were an ounce of what Monique told you I was and what Leslie Turk tells you I am and what Jeff Daly tells you I am, if I was an ounce of that, the district attorney of Lafayette would not have endorsed me. The sheriff of Lafayette would not have endorsed me. 100% of the chiefs of police endorsed me. Do you really think that they would have done that if an ounce of that was true? These are all public officials. They would, and politicians, most of them. They would have run. They would have run.
Look, don't take it personal. Look, I know Leslie. I've known Leslie for 20 years. She's not a horrible person, or she didn't used to be a horrible person.
No, lying listen.
She's made some bad decisions.
No, lying's unethical. I mean, I'm not judging. No one should judge. We forgive her, genuinely forgive her and pray for her. But we can learn from this too. It's just, but you got to call out evil. And lying is evil. Lying is evil.
I was wondering what made them just hate you so much. And this was like from the start of your administration.
Like day one.
I know exactly what it was.
What's that?
You refused to sign a gay proclamation. You absolutely refused to sign a gay proclamation. They quoted you in an article as saying it is not the role of the government. And for 4 years after that, nonstop on social, they used that. And I'm telling you, you just drove a dagger through the heart of extreme progressive liberals, Leslie among them, and they never forgave you for it. And they're never going to, apparently, because they're going to continue to paint you as a bad person where they have a bad person in office who is really destroying all the work.
But she's paying her husband.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, come on. Well, hey, I didn't think about it like that. You might be right. But that's one issue. That's why so what? We disagree on that. Is it worth lying? Does that really? And you call? Let's
Well,
go
you
to the
say
phone.
Payco, though. Real quick, Mater Engineering, in just the 2 months in 2025 that is on Open Checkbook, November and December, $85,000 in payments.
Jeez.
2024, $131,000
Wow.
in payments.
Yeah, guys. Yeah, the Current has no reason to write bad things about Guillory and no reason to write good about Monique. Man, this is.
Not to mention the Advocate gets $100,000 a year.
Of course. Legislative auditor. Why don't you investigate that? You don't investigate, you audit. Why don't you audit that? Why don't you go audit that? Yeah, well, he's probably on the dole, too. All right. Well, we read off his benefits. Golly. Hey, Jerry, do you have a housing allowance paid for by the taxpayers? I don't. Doggone.
Nah.
What you got, buddy?
No, I just want to tell you that sitting here today, I truly believe that you would be mayor right now, because I know that all of those folks that backed you and said that, hey, there's a good guy, whatever, all of these political guys that worked with you and for you and all these folks in these different towns around you, in the municipalities, that's really good. But you have to understand the turmoil that we was in when you ran your election.
Yeah.
Our little community was tired of endorsements. So what we did, including me, is unfortunate. We decided that whoever these big dogs that sell Volvos say to vote for, you just vote against that, because I don't buy Volvos. I don't care what that man likes or don't like. I like what I like. And a lot of people felt the way I did. It's not that Monique had a better game than you. People were fed up with endorsements. And just take my word for it now, they are still fed up with endorsements. You probably would be the mayor right now. You just kind of got a little too aggressive for the little community that we live in. There's a lot of conservatives still here. I'm a conservative. I think that it was not so much getting duped. It was the fact that people had a burnout from all this government saying, well, this person endorses me. And it was on a national stage, and then it got local. It was just too much, man.
That's fair.
You just got to get back to the people that want to endorse you as people like me and people that live in my neighborhood. We don't care about who the Volvo selling guy endorses. We don't care.
The ones that matter.
Thank you.
Whew, Jerry speaking truth. Jerry speaking truth. There's a lot of what Jerry. There's a lot what Jerry said that man, it's just there's a lot of truth. Yeah, I mean, you're probably right. I mean, we had plenty of support. I should have got regular folks on the TV instead. But let me tell you though, the guy he's referring to has done a ton for Acadiana, a ton for Lafayette. I know he knows that. I'm not saying Jerry's a great guy. But the person he's referring to he gives back a lot to this community, like a lot. And I'm not gonna say his name because it was a negative light earlier, but I'm honored to call him a friend, honored to have his support. But what Jerry's saying, I can see that. And if you couple that with never getting an honest take in the media, when you have the Current and the Advocate, they know what they're doing. When you had KTC, KDN, because look, let's face it, I was doing things. I was moving and shaking. I was doing what I said I was going to do. And I wasn't, I always assumed one term at a time. Thought it'd be more than one, but it wasn't. That's okay. That's all right. But I was doing stuff. And when you do stuff, you got to get rid of bad. And when you get rid of bad, people included, you piss them off. And when you piss off enough elites, like we did, yeah, you're going to have that. But Jerry's right, though. But when the people only get 20, 30-second bites or 30-second, 60-second bites from lies and fakeness every day, headlines, and then you get the endorsements, as he said, and it's maybe seems a little polished or fake, I get that. There's probably a combination, but I don't downplay the lies had an effect. I don't downplay that. All right, guys, stick around. Renee, we're coming to you, baby. Hang tight. fight it. Welcome back.
No, we were talking about it. So LCG's lawyers, you made a
Welcome
good
back.
point. LCG's lawyers
The
said
same-
that Calder
yeah.
was wrong. Burton Calder tried to play lawyer, tried to play judge, and said they may have violated multiple state laws. Okay, why isn't LCG's attorneys,
Yeah.
aren't LCG's, because LCG is what's named in this audit.
Yeah.
Why are they fighting this?
Yeah,
Are they
this
not
isn't-
going to
by
fight
the
it?
way, this isn't the Guillory audit. Well, I know I'm the mayor president. That's fine. And I take all the things because I was in charge. But it is kind of funny how they say that. But that's a good point.
I mean, they'd have to go and arrest the councils.
And these poor little civil service folks, like if you knew what had to go on to do a project, so if there is any audit findings, okay, that's fine. Well, I got so many thoughts on audit findings, but audit findings, all right, you retrain the civil service employee. You can't fire them because freaking the law won't let you. I mean, you can, but it takes a time to do that. So under that wonderful system, not really. Yeah, you're gonna have some people making mistakes, but it's very easy to find mistakes when you're politically motivated to find them.
Mm-hmm.
You know anything about that?
What, mistakes and political motivation?
I'm talking about political. You had some information on the local auditor.
Well, I mean, the local auditor. Let's think for a second. How much would you pay someone to do your taxes?
I don't know.
Well, just $24.25.
I know what I pay.
Burton Calder Slavin and Company paid.
This is
from
your
November?
local. This is your local, quote unquote, independent auditor.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't independent after he realized I didn't support deconsolidation, and then I was actually a conservative that wanted to balance the budget. Boy, his tune really actually his tune changed when he realized. And how did he not know this? He thought the mayor president appointed the auditor. So yeah, he's all buddies with me until he found that out, and then he didn't talk to me until I'll leave their names out. Until two parish council members were about to fire his little rear end for playing politics and not being accurate. And guess who he calls to bridge the gap? Me. And old Mr. Fine Peace, I try. You wouldn't know that from the current. I said, let's try to figure it out. There's no sense in getting rid of a new one if there's a few things we can iron the wrinkles out. So we meet in my office and we patch it up, and he never talked to me again.
Well, he's got about 100,000 more reasons to be friendly with the current administration.
Why?
because in your last budget, you budgeted $336,450 for his services.
Yeah.
In the last budget, the current budget we're under now, 431,000. No, last year 431,555.
So that's more than I had.
And I'm not sure what it is for this year, but I'm sure it's
How much more is that? What do we have? What do they have?
336 to 431, almost
Oh, yeah.
$100,000.
Yeah, there you
more.
go. So this is the Monique Blanco Boulay way, but this is the Blanco Mafia, guys. She's not the first Blanco to do this. They pay off everybody. The local independent auditor, it's so corrupt. You want to talk about corruption? That is real corruption. You hire the as your CFO who's making some ethical issues.
Ooh, somebody got some good chats on Rumble.
Just see this. It's kind of bad.
Willa LA said, blaming the last guy is the DNC playbook. Obama was in his second term still blaming Bush.
Yeah.
Continued. Conrad Como took in nearly $500,000 in untraceable dark money to produce and distribute flyers to the vote. That wasn't flyers. Those were magazines.
Yeah.
To the voters about you. He was after you in your first race against Carly. He spent $35K against you trying to get Carly in. Now he's on the Housing Commission thanks to EMB. He still has his money pack open too.
Ooh, he's ready. Yeah, this is Conrad Como that sent that glossy out on me, full of lies. Guys, clearly they were lies. All right, Renee, what you got? Renee, bring the heat, my man.
Well, I'm upset how the media is. I mean, the public is stupid. A lot of people in the public is downright stupid, but that's how the school system programmed them. And some of them, the education level may not be high. But if the media would not lie like they do, and people could see the actual results in front of their face, no matter how smart they are, no matter how brainwashed they are, they would maybe make the right decisions and not elect these disgusting people into office. And then the media hides all their mess ups and dirty deeds and distorts what they really do that don't work. I mean, it's obvious. Even dumb people would not go for what these politicians are trying to do to destroy the place. destroy what we could have.
Well, thanks, Renee. Thank you. You know, and I said this yesterday. I'm about as genuine as I possibly can be. I always respected in local media. I always thought that genuinely, before I got in office, I always thought local media was the guys that just kind of reported. No politics, none of these games, no elites. Like I was fooled, or maybe it was like that one day. I don't know, but it was like it broke my heart. Quite frankly, it really it broke my heart. Sitting there, the first couple like articles that were just blatantly lies, like you show them the truth and they will not rewrite their article. No matter how many times you were in comms, you would send them facts. They would not recant. After 2 or 3 times, man, like I was very, like, I'm serious. Like, as a person, I was like, I can't believe it. And now looking at it, and especially taking a year and a half off of local, we hadn't talked about any local issues. I didn't even know she spent $52 million more than I did.
Hey, we got a real good comment real quick.
Go for it.
CJ says, I think you're letting her plan work. Instead of talking about the budget, you're talking about the nonsense in her paper. So maybe
Ooh,
she dropped it to distract from all the budget stuff. That's all right. We still got Monday.
Oh, I'll get played. Oh, good comment. Keep them coming. All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back. Oh, you don't want to miss hour number 2. afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to hour number 2 of the Josh Guillory Show. I remain your grateful host. In studio with me still, my main man over there, Jamie Argel.
Here I am burning things up. Hey, Josh.
Yo.
Let me give a quick shout out to my
Shout
girl,
out.
Paps, Trinissa Paps Papillon. She works over at Courtesy New and Pre-Owned on Johnson Street. Give her a call, 764-9355.
Well,
You need a
go
car.
ahead.
Look, this young lady will get you set up with everything you need. Go on.
Awesome. Well, we are hey, Paps, all you, baby. We are broadcasting live from the Beal and Abear studios right here in Lafayette, Louisiana, your hometown lawyers, Beal and Abear. All right, so we're talking about an article from Leslie Turk. She is a blog writer over there at the current left-wing liberal, I am, liberal, give me a breather.
Sorry.
Liberal organization. That's fine. Hey, I believe in freedom of speech. You be you, but don't pretend to be a journalist, though. You can't do that. You can't lie and be a journalist. Not in my opinion. I don't think you should be. All right, so we rattled off a few things. We're just bringing truth. That's my commitment to you. I don't even like playing in this little sick mud. That's what this is. Like little children, like little junior high little children. But anyway,
Petty LaBelle over there.
All right, this is a really good one. So I'm in the article. I'm just reading it. Let's see. She says, Lafayette Consolidated Government violated, we're talking about the spoil banks, same tired political talking points. What she did is she's referencing the Louisiana Legislative Auditor's report that apparently Leslie Turk gets, but the public can't get. I don't know. That's interesting. Hey, auditor, why don't you audit that? Why don't you audit how your confidential report got leaked? Oh, that didn't make the paper. And Leslie Turk writes about it as if it's common, like that's okay. Anyway, she writes, Lafayette Consolidated Government violated multiple provisions of federal and state laws and local ordinances. That has never been proven. That has never been, that's not, one, it's inaccurate.
It's an opinion.
Yeah, by a non-lawyer. Now, I'm not talking about Leslie, her too, by the way, but you know, yeah. And if anything, it was debunked by the lawyers Monique has. Go talk to them. I thought she did that's one decision I thought she did well on, was keep those lawyers that were brought in to specialize on this stuff.
Would any of her current lawyers look at this and say, "Oh, we broke the law"?
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
Aren't they supposed to be defending LCG? No. So please ask your attorneys to come out with a statement on this.
Well, there's a reason why they're not, because they know they can't recant what they said on the public record. I mean, and they were right then and they're right now. That's why this. Monique can only fight this with the Louisiana legislature, the Louisiana Legislative Auditor and Leslie Turk and the current and Jeff Daly. That's all she can fight it with, because she can't fight it with substance. She can't, and I'll tell you why. All right, so let's keep going. When it decided to move forward on flood control projects without the knowledge or consent of its neighboring parish, investigators wrote. They're not exactly, and they're not investigators, they're auditors. You can call them investigators all you want. You can call it an investigation all you want. You can call it an investigative report. Am I missing any other words you can say? Okay.
One thing we didn't do is hide it.
Yeah, exactly. Guys, this is the Spoil Banks project. It was approved. Hey, Leslie, the project was approved before I got in office.
In public forums, at least 10.
Like literally approved before I got in office, then reapproved when I got in office, then reapproved again when I got in office, then reapproved again and again and again and again.
So the secret project was done in the dark of night.
Yeah.
Was very public.
Yeah, exactly. How many public votes? It's so, I'm going to try to be nice. It's not reasonable to think like that. But she knows she's lying. But and look, in Leslie's defense, she's been getting away with it. And no one calls her out. No one calls Monique out. They're supposed to be the watchdog. And it's not about calling people out. But when you have a public official lying who's who's colluding with Leslie Turk and Jeff Daly and that blog over there, The Current, which is fine, but don't pretend that this is all in the up and up. Like we know the timeline. The timeline speaks for itself. You took all we brought open checkbook to Lafayette. That means you could see every check that was ever written when we were in office. Pretty transparent. January of this year, Monique takes it off. I wonder why. Probably to hide her budget. probably to hide what she's writing checks on, or her administration. The mayor president doesn't write checks, as a former council member actually thought. That's bizarre. Very bizarre and true. Anyway, I'm just going to move on. All right, so LCG executed a public works quote, LCG executed a public works project outside its jurisdiction on land it did not fully own without obtaining the required local and federal permits, and in potential violation of multiple state and federal. See, potential violation. They never come out and say it. They always just suggest. That's what the left-wing media will do. Not again, if you're a good old-fashioned liberal, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the old-school Blanco Democrats, Edward Democrats, those kind of guys, those people. That's what I'm talking about. And Leslie Turk and the elites that cover for them, that are a mouthpiece, okay? I mean, this is crazy. Violates the law. Said that LCG could not acquire. Guys, I want y'all to hear this out, okay? Leslie Turk pretends like she knows about local government. Let's talk about it. So, all right. Buying property outside of Lafayette Parish, or Lafayette, the city of Lafayette, or Lafayette Parish, depending on what it is. Guys, I don't know. This is so lazy journalism. Can we just go to public records again? Can we go to the law? Does Leslie have Google? Now, you worked with her. Does she have Google?
Yep.
Okay. So if you have Google, Leslie, seriously, I'm just throwing this out there. Just Google the law. First of all, she writes, look at this, as it violates the charter, like all these actions of my administration, these poor civil service employees that had to go through hell and back because they want to play politics. You know, they act as though me, you, the CAO, the chief of staff just grabbed paperwork and walked it all over the place and in the middle of the night and all that. Like, they just don't know what they're talking about. And everything's public. Everything has a paper trail, and we really made it public. We put things online, but everything, opened it up. But they say that the charter doesn't allow that. Now, if you'll indulge me, let me put my legal hat on. Now, in full candor, I'm not a municipal attorney. I run from this type of law. When I was in office, just because I'm a lawyer, I made dang sure to let those lawyers do their jobs, because this little family law attorney ain't touching municipal law. And title attorney, title word. So the charter doesn't prohibit it. Okay, so the charter doesn't prohibit it. In American law, if it doesn't prohibit it, it's illegal. Okay, unless you have a duty not to do it, and all these things are whatever. There's exceptions to everything, pretty much. But the charter does not. But if you want to see the charter, go to charter. Leslie, go to section 1. It's early. It's not. You don't have to look far. It's actually pretty close. Section 1-05. Just go look at it. Go look at it. That's where you start. Now that's not gonna end the answer, but that's where you start. Now I want you to go look. This is public knowledge, Leslie. Just try it. Just try facts. Louisiana Revised Statute, Title 34, Section 362. That's 34:362. Go read it. Go read it. Oh, if you're not satisfied with that, go to our state constitution, Leslie. You know, the law does mean something. And me, not being a municipality law attorney, using just simple research could find this. You can too. Louisiana Constitution, Article 6, Section 23. Why don't you go look at the law before you start talking on things you don't know anything about? You don't know anything about.
She's got a bestie she could ask. There's this one person who really schooled her on purchasing property in other places. He really knows a lot about the law. Terry Huball.
Yeah.
Why didn't she just ask him? I mean, oh wait, she probably did. That's how she knows all the ugly ways that people do things. She learned that from. But seriously, I mean, if you asked him, he would have told you that LUS owns property in Rapides Parish.
Boyce.
Yeah, in Boyce.
Rapides Parish.
So there is precedent for buying property in other lands.
It's so stupid, guys. Leslie Turk is saying that LCG doesn't have the authority to buy property outside of Lafayette, and LCG has been owning a coal plant outside of Lafayette for 50 years, with 51% owners of the plant with Clico and other folks. Like, come on. There's other examples too. We're just running out of time. Like, this is such lazy writing. It's not journalism. Lazy. All right, guys, we'll be right back. welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. We are broadcasting live from the Beal and Abear Studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Your capital to panhandling. Bring all your panhandlers. All right.
Hey,
So-
shout out to Cerebral78. Thanks for joining the chat. Said he was late, or he or she was late, but they had to drop and pick up from the Brobridge High School orientation today. So
All right.
congrats and best of luck this
And
school
we
year.
appreciate you joining. And look, all of our chats, man. Y'all are
Oh,
rocking.
Siva
it.
Sir, thanks for
Yeah.
writing in. Hope your dog is well at the vet.
Yes, absolutely. Guys, join us on rumble.com and you could join the conversation as well. You could see us. Yep, we're going to open up the phone lines here next segment. I can't wait. My favorite part. All right, let's continue to talk about, now remember, we told you, Leslie, the Louisiana, Leslie Turk with the current and the Louisiana legislative auditor, they are trying to do smokescreen. We told you, like, it was so on the tea leaves. This was so junior high, like I said, man, so silly. But we told you this was coming. The Louisiana legislative auditor pulls the same old tired political talking points. The spoil banks. How about you talk about you know what we don't talk about in the news? The thousands of homes that don't flood because of that project. You know what we don't talk about the news? The fact that the Army Corps of Engineers, yeah, that same federal government is the one that broke it. They took mud and they put it on the wrong side. They didn't create a levee like Leslie's about to tell you if we get that far. It's not a levee. The water was still going in and out. Now, that's about as extent of my knowledge, okay, because I'm not an engineer or anything. But don't take my word for it. Don't take the engineer's word for it. Don't take anybody's word for it except the Army Corps of Engineers. Mark Wingate. His name is Mark Wingate. He's a Corps of Engineer. He ran up the chain of command. By the time I was in office, he was senior guy. Nice guy, by the way. Really liked him. Really enjoyed our conversations. Yeah, and he told me one day, yeah, he always supported the project. He said he went to St. Martin one time and someone pulled out a pistol, and since then, he said the sheriff did, pulled out a pistol, said, I don't know where you come from, son, and never, I guess, didn't have the kahunas to do it. I don't know.
That's your fault, too.
Yeah, and that's sad. You know how many people flooded in 2016? Because that bureaucrats not having the courage to do the right thing. I mean, like, really, man? Like, come
Cerebral 78 is Desio.
on. Desio,
My bar.
you did it. You made the switch to Rumble. You the man. You the man.
Desio cracks me up.
I love you. I love his chats.
That's
And I can see him. Well, I have my contacts in. I know they're there, but I can see your comments a little easier. Anyway, so so we're just breaking down this new political hit piece. And again, did anybody tell Leslie Turk, I'm not the mayor president, I ain't running? Did anybody say that? Can someone tell her that?
Nobody cares about what their readership is. What, like 700 people?
Yeah, but you know what though? What they do is by the way, this is another DNC tactic. Okay, Monique knows all about it. But what the current does is they play a role. They're the first obstacle. They're the first movement. Okay, so they get the headline. All right, now that becomes a source for people like the Advocate. Then the Advocate cites the current. And then 2 or 3 months later, if this was a campaign, you'd have something like Monique running a campaign saying Guillory's corrupt and then cite the same BS headlines that they were in collusion with to get 2 months earlier. It's a old trick that works. It is clearly it's effective. It is effective. It's immoral, and you and I won't do that. But we're not the Blancos. I don't know. I don't know how else to say it. All right. So we just debunked her, Leslie Turk's little position that LCG can't acquire property outside of Lafayette. Boy, a little ounce of research, Leslie. Just a little ounce, my friend. You could have got Christian, man. Come on, you the editor. You editing? All right, and then look. Oh, you got to throw this one in. This is a good one, guys. A standalone paragraph, standalone one-sentence paragraph, which I do like to use those. As is routine, the report. Well, hold on. Is it an investigation? Is it what? Is it a report? It's an audit. It's actually a political memo is what it is. All right. So, as is routine, the report will be forwarded to state and federal prosecutors.
They're going to be like, what? Thanks?
Let me tell you something. If Leslie Turk or Monique Blanco Boulay could have sunk my ship with sending things to federal prosecutors, trust me,
They tried.
Yeah, I'm sure they did. Like, dude, this is such a joke. But this is what you call, I don't know what the left calls it. They have all these terms. It's not gaslighting, but is it gaslighting? What?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what you call a statement one that's this is what Jeff Daly does. I really don't know how to explain it. Like, I really don't. It's effective. Like, this implies that prosecutors are going to go investigate Guillory and all the people. They know that. So I don't know how to describe it. I don't know if it's gaslighting. It's not really half truth. I mean, she said as is routine. Okay, so every audit goes to investigators. Well, I got some things that might need to be prosecuted. Where's the $100 million, Monique? Where's the $100 million? Where's the $52 million? How'd you pay $17 million for a city parish hall? Was that a budget amendment that went through the public process? Hey, Leslie, go look at that. Now, I know you have hundreds of thousands of reasons why you won't want to do that. But has anybody asked, hey, media, have you asked that question? You want to talk about the spoil banks, about some kind of whatever procedural vehicle she said, something about
the as-needed contract.
Yeah. Here we go. The overnight operation cost $3.7 million. To save thousands? Yeah, I got you. Thousands of lives and property? I'll take it. And was authorized through a change order on a $360,000 as-needed excavation contract. Hey, whatever, okay?
That's legal, by the way.
And like we would let the process play itself out. You got so many lawyers that look at this, so many bureaucrats look at this, so many civil service people, civil service, all right, employees look at these processes like you think you know more than them. You, Leslie Turk, think you know more than them. None of what you're saying has been proven. Nothing. So the auditor who is being paid $100,000 more by Monique than I paid him. Okay, yeah, the guy that totally has an opposite political ideology than me, and it's clear. It's clear. The guy that donated to Monique, full candor, he donated to me, but that's when he thought I appointed the auditor.
But I can't find any evidence of that.
I know, but I'm telling you, he donated to me.
Yeah,
he did.
I believe you.
But that was again right when the you could tell I was winning, and he thought I appointed the auditor, which is kind of sad that he didn't know that. But whatever, they get 100,000 more. All right, guys, when we get back, we're gonna open up those phone lines. I can't wait. Leslie, call in. Someone tell Leslie Turk we're live. Call in. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. We are broadcasting live from the Beal and Abear Studios. Your hometown lawyers, Beal and Abear. Give those guys a call. Give those guys a call. We're also broadcasting live on rumble.com. Thanks, Desio, for joining us. All the chatters over there. I can't see them all, but I know they're there. We certainly appreciate you. And we want you to go on rumble.com. Look at us. You can look at us live. Hopefully I don't break your monitor. All the things, all the things. Hey, we're coming right back to you, Renee. The phone lines are open, 232-1542, 844-766-6607.
Hey, we got to give a shout out to our new sponsor, new advertiser, Acadiana's Mattress Gallery, my friend Al Crador out there. Welcome on to the team, Al, and go check him out. Get good night's rest. Go check him out next to Caroline and Company off of Collie Saloon in River Ranch.
Ever since we met him and we're able to do a little product try, I think our sleep has gotten better.
That's right.
All right. So thank you. Hey, before we go to the phone line, so I'm noticing this from Miss Turk, Leslie Turk, that's with the Left Wing blog, The Current, who their writers have a lot of good incentives to write for Miss Blanco Boulay. We've told you truth on that. All right. So in her first page, right here. The LLA, Louisiana Legislative Auditor, the political hack piece that is stealing your money basically in salary and housing allowance. What?
Wow.
We pay housing allowance to this political hit piece prostitute. All right. The LLA, this is Leslie saying this. The LLA confirmed to the Current, that it is finalizing the report. Well, what is it? So you just reported on a report that's not finalized? And I bet the LLA's report's not finalized. I almost, in my reply to him, which you guys should go read, it's out there, I almost attach as an exhibit his whatever memo, okay? Only because I know that dude's going to go change it. I know they're going to go change it. And I should have, but I got a copy. So if he does, I got a copy of the original once I get clearance and I can say I follow the rules.
We're doing the right thing.
Yeah, we don't leak things. So once
it's confidential.
Once I get clearance, I'll release. If he doesn't write what he wrote in the first one, I'll release it once I'm able to. These are all little tricks that happen all the time. And I guess sadly, but for this show, you won't know the truth. That's pathetic. Local guys, come on. I did my part. I want to go into the national and state stuff. Get out of this mud, this little cesspool. But I live here, and I have a platform to spread truth, and that's what I'm going to do. I didn't tell you anything that weren't facts. I gave you my opinion at times, and I told you it was my opinion. And I'm okay if you disagree with me, but you can't disagree with facts. Facts are undisputed statements. Something that it's apparent that some of those writers at the Current, I don't think they care about facts. I think that they care about headlines, political talking points, and making sure they're taking care of their bosses like Monique. That is my opinion, but it's hard to, you can't debunk that. I mean, you got financial incentives over there. This is all public record. These are facts.
She's taking care of them. They take care of her.
I'm just saying. So here's my question. So the LLA confirmed to the Current. Guys, has anybody ever asked what the hell is the LLA talking to the Current about on a memo, on an audit? Why is the Current know about the report? She says it's one of two people, the LLA or Monique.
Oh, she says who it is.
Well, she says it's Monique.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it, but I'm just saying, I know that to be, I'm skeptical. One, you lie, Leslie. You lie, and you lie bad. You're not even a good liar. This is all public record, man. Just a little bit. Just a little effort. You can see it. You can see it. All right, let's take a little break and we get back. Oh, no, we got time. Good. Whew, I saw that clock wrong. Yes. All right, here. Let's go to the phone lines. Renee, you have been holding. Thank you so much. Renee, what you got, bud?
Yeah. Might I comment on the local media industrial complex?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's the percentage of people that hunts in Acadiana? Legally, about 15%?
I don't know.
That what? Hunts?
That hunts? It's got to be higher than
Probably be more than that, 30.
Yeah.
Well, that's a lot. Well, once again, I forgot if it's Baton Rouge or Lafayette, which is immaterial because they both have lots of hunting places and people that do hunt for extra food, if not recreation. And they were stuck on insanity about anti-gun. I told you about this before. They had the little girl, a minority, crying about how many relatives, 5 or 6 relatives she lost. She wished they got rid of guns. She didn't say. I'm assuming they were proper victims, meaning that they weren't in the wrong place at the wrong time causing us. But they reiterated and went back to the little kid crying about guns, and then they get rid of the guns, and then they had the guy in the store talking about what you could do with the guns. He's kind of like not dramatic, so he's just he'll sell you a gun if you really want it, but he wasn't really selling it. They didn't go to a hunter or a cook that cooks game or a hunter that hunts. You know, this is kind of decoys you need. This is the kind of buckshot you need. This tastes good. This is legal.
Renee, what's your point, man?
You good?
My point is a local news station in a highly hunting place where people hunt a lot was trying to sell the anti-gun agenda.
Yeah. Oh, you're right.
Good
They
point.
finished off with suicides. I mean, people do suicides with pills and everything else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, look, guns don't kill people. People kill people. That's just. I've never seen a gun talk. I've never seen a gun move. I've never seen anything.
Except for the Glock, whatever that one Glock is that goes off on its own.
Oh gosh, is this someone on hold or is this okay? All right, caller, you're live on the Josh Guillory Show. What's your name? Where you calling from?
My name's Ting Wong. Can you hear me?
Yes, I love it. Talk to me. Talk to me, something.
Yes. So I've listened to you guys for the past week, and you keep talking about the Boulay administration versus the Guillory administration. I think it would be very cordial or awesome. Everybody knows what the Guillory administration has done, you know, especially if you pay attention to politics.
Yep.
If you're sitting there and keep saying, well, I did this, I did that, I, you know, like, hey, man, the previous administration, and everybody can put 1 and 2 together to make 3.
Yeah, right.
Those that are knowledgeable. But sitting there
If
just
they have all the
harping
info
on yourself, it's not that great, man, in my opinion.
I didn't hear that last part.
Harping on yourself is not that great, in my opinion.
Yeah, and that's the balance. That's the trick about doing all this. I hate covering this, by the way.
But he's got to defend. I mean, you got to admit that he's got to be able to respond if they are actually saying that he did certain things. It might be good to say the truth.
Yeah, and that's our point. So that's the risk of all this, you know, when I'm talking about it. But man, I got to tell the truth. You know, I'm bringing truth. So that's the risk of it. Good call though. Good call. Who's this person? All right, there's the caller. You're live on the Josh Guillory Show. What's your name? Where you calling from? Thanks for calling. That's you calling.
My name's Lewis from Lafayette.
All right, Lewis. What's up, Lewis?
Man, I just wanted to correct the record about the guns. It's not a Glock that's been going off in holsters lately.
It's a SIG. I'm sorry.
P320.
It's a
That's
SIG.
it.
All right.
That's all I
couldn't
wanted to
hear.
say.
Yeah,
What did he say?
Friday.
Yeah, 6 hour P320. I misspoke.
Yeah, we gotta get that
I
right.
apologize.
We got to get that right.
You're right. You're right.
Hey, thanks, buddy. Thank you.
My bad.
All right, it's all good. It's all good. Okay, so let's see here. Where do we keep going? All right, bringing some truth here. That's silly. Oh, you had something up right there. No, I'm sorry, guys. I'm looking. I'm just going to go to this one. All right, bang at the bottom of page 1. After being contacted by the Current to comment on the report, Guillory used significant airtime this week to blast the LLA, the Boulay administration, and this news organization. I don't think it's a news organization. It's a news organization reports facts and doesn't lie and doesn't insinuate. So that's the problem when you call yourself a news organization. And then she said, Turk says, the Boulay administration, this news organization is part of a political cabal. Very interesting that she would use that word cabal. Very, very interesting. They use cabal to sow doubt. Okay, that's a tactic. They use it to sow doubt. They use it to make their enemies look like crazy conspiracy-driven nuts. Written responses do not include this term. I've never used the word cabal. I've said cabal. I really have, but not. It's just kind of interesting. Very, 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 very interesting.
You might have said it. I just don't remember.
Oh, I say it all the time because I call it the Kamala cabal, and that's the little elites in Lafayette that are all, you know, and when I say elite, it's not money. Money has nothing to do with it. I'm talking about the little bubble. You know what I'm
Camilo Blanco.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. All right, so anyway, look, this time we are going to take a little break. We'll regroup when we get back. Let's finish off. Let's finish off with a little truth and a little happy. Happy. It's Friday. It's Friday. All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. We are broadcasting live from the Bill and Abear Studios right here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Bill and Abear, your hometown lawyers. Give those guys a call if you got questions. All right, I think you and I have brought enough truth on the lies for today, all right? Now, we are going to bring a special little guest in Monday. We'll talk a little bit of local, let him do that. But look, my commitment to you, my dear audience, I will only talk about local if there's lies or truth that needs to be said. So to my local media folks, can you please, like the Current's not going to do it. And the Advocate won't do it, but can you please just try to be honest?
Well, KTC's not going to do it anymore either because they're the ones who are now partnering with the Current.
Oh, gosh. So now you can't watch KTC. Wow. Unbelievable. So now I can't even watch KTC now because they're going to be tilted. Wow. That's all sad. These are the guys that I looked up to, man, before I was in office. And then I was shocked. I was like, whoa.
Y'all stop teaming up because one's going to bring the other down.
Yeah, and you that's what I told Mater. I'm like, man, you're losing credibility when
Especially after all this.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, man. Pretty bad. Who's that one? Let's see. Hey, Desi Ho. Hey.
Hey, what's up, Desi?
What's up, Desi Ho? All right, you had something on the
Let's
break.
change topics.
Yeah, please.
All right, Sydney Sweeney. You don't know who Sydney Sweeney is?
Who's Sydney Sweeney? I see
She's
she's
an
a
actress.
she's a young lady. Okay.
Yeah, she's been in a bunch of shows, but
All right.
but-
What shows? Any I know?
I
Do
think
I
she
watch
was
them?
in. Was she in Euphoria? Yeah,
Yeah.
she was in Euphoria. She was
Okay.
in another rom-com and some other stuff. Anyway, she's a beautiful actress.
Okay, good.
Right. American Eagle is a clothing brand.
Yeah, I heard. Now I have heard of that.
Yeah, so she did a little ad campaign.
All right.
And you may have heard by now that Sydney Sweeney has great jeans, or both.
Yeah, I get it.
So
Okay.
we're talking jeans, 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 Genes.
We're talking jeans. We're not talking practice.
So the whole thing about this campaign was that Sydney Sweeney's a beautiful girl. She was born with great genes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good wording. Yeah.
American
Catchy.
Eagle sells jeans. So what a clever campaign.
Yeah.
So she says in one of the ads, genes are often passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. Sweeney says in one clip.
Hmm.
Camera panning across her denim-clad body, she says, "My jeans are blue."
That's good. Okay.
Well, guess
Blue
what that
jeans.
means? The fact that she did that makes her a Nazi fascist.
Sweeney, Sydney.
Oh, somebody wrote, these days, a blonde, blue-eyed white woman being held up as
Racist.
the exemplar of gray jeans is a concept that maybe shouldn't have made it past the copywriter's rump.
What?
It's regressive, offensive,
How
and
could she do it?
a eugenics dog whistle.
Yes.
My word.
Yes.
TikTok, less charitable. It's diabolical copy in this political climate.
What does that mean?
I have no idea. Now, this is all in business, an article in Business Insider. You can go check it out.
So Sydney Sweeney, she went full Nazi?
No, the left
I
went
know.
full crazy. Like,
So is Business Insider, are they saying that all this, or they're just reporting on the crazy?
They're actually, it's a fair report. They're
Good.
reporting the facts on what happened.
That is so silly.
She is not gonna capitulate. She ain't changing nothing. She
Uh-uh.
ain't buckling to the mob.
Wearing her blue jeans.
She's gonna be look, she's doing better because of it. You don't know who Sydney Sweeney was before, you know now.
I didn't know who she was.
And I think she's got great genes.
The blue jeans?
Yeah, both.
I just look.
She's gorgeous.
Let's see which company says maybe.
Oh, wait.
Shit.
You want to hear something weird, though? She's selling some soap. It's called
Come on,
Sydney's
man.
Bathwater Bliss.
Come on, man.
And she made it with her actual
Come on,
bathwater.
man. Come on.
How
man.
many Nazi fascists you know sell their bathwater?
I know, huh? Golly. Can we?
Hey, one.
So let me get this straight. So this is what the woke is upset on this? Like, come on. Oh, yeah, Desi O, talk about Sydney Sweeney.
He says, "Hey, can y'all talk about Sydney Sweeney?" He said, "Don't read it on air."
I'm
but-
sorry. I apologize.
But we-
I didn't read the other stuff. Okay. I'll keep it to Rumble Chat. I apologize. I have a bad habit. I'm
Oh,
getting
man.
fired up.
But look, hey, some of the insiders say, you know what? Her recent endorsements reinforce the core tenets of her brand as a woman who's fearless, rebellious, unabashedly sexy, and apparently comfortable with a certain level of controversy.
Well,
So are we.
well, we want truth, and for whatever reason, truth. Hey, y'all ever think about this? Why does truth cause controversy?
Because people are scared of the truth.
I don't know why. Well, I don't know if it's truth.
Bad people are
Actually,
scared of the truth.
yeah, because it's not truth causing the controversy. The controversy is the lies, and I get like that caller called earlier. I'm with you. I struggle with that. Like I don't know if I really struggle with even talking about it. It's weird to me because I ran against this lady, but it's also weird for me to see this much wasteful spending and this much truly collusion. And you want to talk about corruption, I'm just saying, if you really want to, but it's hard for me to sit back, and not say something. And especially when you personally attack me and say lies, I'm not going to come back personal attack. I'm going to come back with truth and my objective opinion. And I tell you what it is. I tell you when she's lying or whoever it is. And, I feel I have a duty to you because take the lies on me, take those out. Take those out. And I wish someone would remind them I'm not a candidate. I ain't running for office and I'm not in office. I don't know what they're scared of, but whatever. But it's just sad. Like if it would have been anyone else and I saw a mayor president that took a budget that was lean and spent $52 million more than the last guy and doesn't have anything to show for it, or $100 million more in this budget. And then we hear things like we're building the Taj Mahal of City Hall entrances that doesn't benefit the folks. Like I would report on that, even though I focus mainly on national and state, mainly national. But I would report on something like that of a population this big, 250,000, a leader in the industry. So it just makes me
And we will on Monday.
Yeah, but I might have somebody else talking on it. You can ask him the question.
You think Mayor President's got good genes? Mwah, mwah.
Jamie.
Well, she comes from a family of.
Oh yeah, that's true. All Democrats are not the same. I will say that. So if we have Democrat friends listening, Mr. Blue Wave included, hey, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about you know what I'm talking about.
Hey, T-Don, welcome back. He says, happy Friday, fellas. Haven't been able to listen for a while. Been missing y'all. We miss you, T-Don.
Yeah, T-Don, I always like that. Yeah, does that soap smell? What does that say? Oh God, come
And
on!
we're not gonna.
Desi.
No.
Well, I said it again.
Well, you didn't say it.
Yeah, that is funny though.
Cracking me up.
Y'all should go to Rumble, man. I'm having a blast on that. That's funny.
So,
Thank you. Brought a
let's-
smile to my face.
Put all that craziness away. What are your plans for the weekend?
Man, I am going to hang out with Jamie Guillory. My beautiful children are all doing something tonight, and we're going to go hang out, man. That's
Watch
cool.
some baseball.
I wasn't going to tell you this. Our two teams are playing. They played today, and they're in
What?
a series. Yeah.
Well, you didn't tell me because you didn't want me to stop working.
I know who won.
Well, I guess I didn't.
Go Cubs!
Is it a
go.
series?
Go Cubs! Yeah.
Okay.
We got two more. We got
That's
two
it,
more. We got
tomorrow
two
and
more.
Sunday.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna have to call you when I watch this game.
Absolutely. We could talk about it. What are your plans?
Gosh, I don't even know what day it is. It's August 1st.
Well, I'll tell you. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
No, we're just probably gonna cook something.
Go play in the garden.
Play in the garden.
Man, I'm telling you guys, I wish Miss D was here.
Miss D.
I
may she rest
know
in
Miss
peace.
D, and she
Loved
was
her.
involved in so many things. But the garden club,
Mhm.
I tell you, I would. Hey, anybody listening, if you're in the garden club, Lafayette Garden Club, or you know someone, tell them I want to go to a meeting. I don't know where they meet. I'll bring goodies. I don't know. I am such a nerd, but I don't drink. I don't go to the club. I don't
Oh.
hunt and fish except at Rouse's or some other grocery store. I catch every time. I kill every time, and it's clean. I get all that stuff. So a garden, and I watch sports.
My lovely daughter reminded me that it's the Belgian Grand Prix this weekend.
Oh.
I'm sorry, the Hungarian. Belgium was last weekend. Hungarian. We watched Belgium last weekend.
Yeah.
Hungary Grand Prix is this weekend, and
alright.
Formula One. If you
What do
like
you think
that.
Trump's doing this weekend?
Playing some golf.
I'm gonna hit the ball. Listen, I got it.
Gotta hit the links. My granddaughter Kai is gonna. She's very beautiful, very awesome.
I think she's been on camera more than any of them lately.
Wow, she's probably the most beautiful member of the
Oh,
Trump
the
family.
young little lady. Yeah,
she's so sweet.
Man, I've seen a lot different side of the president. A lot more, and maybe I'm sure it was always like that. But we get seen, and we see this at the local level too. We get views in a very limited scope, and that's unfortunate. But we're starting to see other qualities of President Trump that I like.
He's gonna watch the show over the weekend.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Gonna
Hope you
send him up.
enjoy it.
Hey guys, I enjoyed spending this time with you. Thank you so much for tuning in.